Well, we had a good time yesterday. Got a lot of stuff together, or just sitting in place. I gotta find the Allen wrench for this thing. This thing's huge. And I'm just looking at my drawer, and I'm pretty sure it's this one. I think it's 17. It is. Can't see that. It's upside down, that's why. 17. One of my dad's old sockets. Bingo! I just need a ratchet. You know, I got everything marked and I still can't find things. Shoot! I was thinking a reducer maybe, because this is 1/2-inch drive. I don't think I'm going to get a 1/2-inch ratchet in that corner. Maybe. Maybe a swivel. Maybe a swivel on top of that. Let me put this together. Oh, so close. Well, it gets it straight, but I'm going to be able to get a ratchet on that. I can pick this up and move this over. Not that heavy. Oops. Yeah, don't do that right now. Alright, be with you in a minute. I'm going to tighten up both of these bolts. Alright, well, both of those shoulder bolts are back in. Whatever you want to call them. 2 washers are right here. Like I was saying, this thing squeezes the bushing. So you got those 2 thick washers right here. That's how they were. That's how I put them back. So if the one goes on the inside, then whatever. Not anymore. I'm going to try and find the one, because this plate is threaded. I keep saying the top hole yesterday, I noticed. This top one's threaded. These others aren't. The bolts that were in here were such a nightmare to get out that I ended up just cutting the damn things. But this top bolt was the only one that held, and I know they were in the case here. I had some really big bolts in here, and this might be them. Pretty sure that is them. They're just real rusty. But I gotta see what size these are, and hopefully they fit. Or they don't. Oh, they're bigger than that. These might be the ones that actually go through the hole. The only ones that weren't cut. So I had some bigger bolts. Where's that 19 like the lug nuts? That's a good question. Look the other side here. Might not be in here. That's backing plates. So lug nuts. I'm gonna have to check the archives here. Yeah, this is definitely them right here. These things are huge. And a couple were short. Those were the ones for the top hole. There's one. There's the other. So I don't even need these. That's those 2 right there. Locate a couple good washers. One good washer, really? 2 good washers. I don't know what that is. Maybe that looks like a shock bolt. Alright, well, I got 2 bolts. 2 bolts, 2 washers. Let's see if those go. But first I'm going to clean them up on the grinder. I'm going to try and slow down with the camera. I know I've been whipping around a lot lately, but maybe it's exciting, but what I've found is that my camera loses its mind sometimes, and the audio might be playing at low speed, but the video isn't. It just goes crazy. So I'm going to put this little safety glass down and put some glasses on and clean these up, because I know these fit. Yeah. If I can get it lined up. It's hard to do with one hand. But I'm going to clean these up and pop those in. Well, I have my rubber snubbers. This came from another frame, but the nipple that goes on this thing, yes, I said nipple, this right here, this came from another one. That goes right here, and this thing snaps on it. There's a big open hole underneath, you can see that. So I'm thinking if I could put a 1/4-20 bolt, nut, washer, whatever through this thing, don't have to weld it or anything, and do the same thing on the other side. This one's almost completely gone though, but it's still there. You can still do a little tiny spot weld in the middle. But here's the one for that one. I don't know about welding down that hole. Maybe I'll try it. We'll see. So I'm going to nick this out, clean it up a little bit, and see if I can make this become this so I can put these on. Now my suspension has been reduced. Instead of it being below the tab, I got it up on the tab, so it just sits on there. So I should have a lot less spring tension holding this thing too high in the air. So this is my next step. Make that work. So let's see what we can do. Quarter 20 nut and bolt. Right through it. Lock washer on the bottom, both sides. Drilled the little nipple thingy out to ½ inch, quarter inch hole. And there they are. I just got to put the numbers on. I was thinking I'll put a little grease and soften them up a little bit. Got plenty of that stuff. Kind of crunchy. You just pop on here. I'm not going to do it right now. Give me a minute. Watched my video last night, and man, I must have drank a lot of, what do they call that stuff? Oh, can't even think of the name of it. I was just whipping this camera around. I was so hyper last night. So I'm going to try and keep it nice and slow. This is such a tiny camera. It's what they call a Kodak Sport, one of the last ones that Kodak made. And I mean, it records in HD and everything, but it's about the size of a flip phone, so you don't realize that you're whipping the thing around. That, and once in a while, it likes to go nuts and turn the video almost twice the speed, but yet the audio remains the same. Sometimes I get a nice long clip and then it goes nuts in the middle of it. So here's my nubbers snapped in place. I put some grease in them just to, you know, prevent the rust. You seen what the rust did to the last pair. Now these are from Rich in Goffstown. These are from that mud buggy that was out in the woods. I mean, there's a whole slew of mixed parts here. These drums are the ones somebody gave me with a set of backing plates, which are actually the wrong ones, but I do have the right ones now. The axle shafts are from another one. I had to cut one completely straight up the middle to get this nut off, just to get the thing out of this one. It was so bad, if you remember that. But the nuts are in, or whatever you want to call these things. My phone is dead. Thank God this isn't my phone. Yeah, let's see if you can see this one. That one's in. See, just the slightest movement and this camera's all over the place. I'm going to have to, like, two-hand the camera, you know. I wish I had some drums, my wheel adapters, and the tires mounted. I could put this thing right on the ground and roll it out. I'm looking at this, I'm going, wait a minute, I cut the shaft for this thing. This doesn't go here. Wish it did go there. It goes back here. So I got a couple of brackets I got to clean up. A couple of those half brackets that Rich had given me, they're actually in here. They're right there, see that one? I got some brackets I got to clean up. And I got plenty of bolts and hardware and stuff. But I got to get this off of this one so I can use it. I did have another one out last night. What the hell did I do with it? I may have left it on the bench. So I'm going to try and slow down here. I get motion sickness because I go too fast. Maybe my mind is going that fast. Here's the other one. Looking right at it. I just got to get this stupid thing out of the way. Even if I grind it flush, it ain't going to hurt anybody. You're not going to see any of it. I wish it was on top. I would have used the seat bracket. Anyway, I wish that fit there, but it don't. It goes back here. Ugh. What do you do? Oh, I got all of these in, all but the middle one, of which I'll show you as I walk over here. These are all cleaned up, except for the middle one, because one of them has literally, this one's really, really rusty. Nothing that I'd clean up, but this one, the tip is stripped completely, and it's just full of rust. So I'm going to see if I can get 2 of these, probably this long, just enough to go through the 2 plates. I was looking for washers for these things because I couldn't find the washers on. These are the thick steel washers. Let me get one out. These are the thick steel washers that came with that that large stud engine I had. This is the ones that went on the studs for the heads, and they're a perfect fit on 17 millimeters. Of course, that ain't it. This is it. Those are it. See how nice and thick those are? They fit nice on here. Oh. So I'm going to put all these back. I'm going to need some nuts. This one is, oh yeah, that one's stripped in there. So let's put these back in the collection. Back in the bin. I'm going to hold on to these for now, so I'll just stick those in the front. These are the body mount bolts. Some of them, not those. I think this was a shock bolt. It's kind of weird. I only got one. That's unusual. Maybe I got 2. Why is that one so rusty? You know, I can get new bolts. I have tons of hardware. There's all kinds of metric stuff in here, and this thing's full of metric stuff. There's even some bolts here that I'm never going to use that. Holy crap. But to throw it away tomorrow, I'll be looking for it. Here's my core. I'm going to go buy a brand new starter. As long as you have a core, it's like 35 bucks, so why even bother rebuilding this one? Just go to AutoZone. I think it was AutoZone. They were 35 bucks for a core. 35 bucks with the core. Engine's off to the side, just sitting here. Still haven't ordered those bearings. Which reminds me, I have to find them and bring them in and see which ones I have. So I'm going to take a run to a friend's house and give him his tool back and do a few errands. Alright? Have a good day. Alright, so I called AutoZone, and they do have one in stock, and it's 35 bucks with a core. So here's my core. Whether it's a part or not, it's a core. Gonna throw this in the Jeep and take a ride. Oh yeah, you can see the body. There's the body. So let's go for a ride in the Jeep. Maybe have a fire when we get back, I don't know. This is how you rebuild a Volkswagen starter. You put the thing in a box and you go to AutoZone and you buy a new one. Because why would you waste all this time rebuilding one when it's already done, sitting on a shelf waiting for you for 35 bucks? And it comes with the bushing. The bushing goes in the transmission. Goes right there. A little rusty. How come it's a little rusty? What's up with that? You guys don't know how to paint. But it's got all brand new parts, guaranteed. Blah, blah, blah. Probably lifetime. What's this? What? Technical important, please read. Drive end armature bushing. Yeah, I know that. Hold on. Oh, nice and clean. Attach bushing inside the vehicle. That's it. And then it goes French and then Spanish. And drive end armature bushing. Starters armature support by pressure case, transmission case. Blah, blah, blah. Require a P238 bushing extractor. That right there. I don't think I have a P38. thought that was like a can opener in the military. Oh, this is a P239. They're talking about that little bushing right there. Oh yeah, I can see it. Okay. Well, I need a P38. P239, whatever. That's where the starter goes. Let's put it on. Is that fast enough? This is a special bolt. It's got like a curve to it, and it's got a flat spot, so when you put it in, it doesn't turn. That becomes one of your motor mount bolts. The bottom one is just a nut and a washer, 15 millimeter. I cleaned one up from my little bin there, but look at that, all brandy new. It's got some little tech number here. Triple tested, tech support, 100% performance. My only concern would be lately I've had some Chevy starters where they break off here, or Dawn has. They break off at the friggin' thing because of a bad casting at the solenoid. But this is also a little tiny starter, so who knows. Not going to paint it, not going to do anything crazy to it, just leave it like that. You're not even going to see it. If I had to return it, I'd rather it look like, hey, it was brand new, we just put it in, look, it don't work. This is the bolt for this side, which actually screws directly into the back of the engine case, which is right there. That one is threaded. So they make it kind of easy and kind of hard. This one you gotta reach in behind the gasket and blah blah blah, and it's a pain in the ass. Or come in with a long ratchet, long socket all the way up to here. That one is a pain in the ass, but it's reachable. This one's just a nut. You pull your hand behind the shroud. I think it's 15 or 16 millimeter, and that one comes off. These two are of course studs, because you've seen me rebuild these already. Took these out, cleaned them, wire brushed them, got the correct nuts, thick washers, and red Loctited them into the case because you don't want them to come out or back out. When I took these off, I believe both of them came right out of the case. Not a bad thing, but I didn't want it to happen that way. What else do I need? I'm going to need shocks. I'm going to need some kind of a wiring harness. I got to make a harness for this thing. My battery mount is in the body. You've got to do brake lines. But we did this today, and this today, and this today, and what else did we do today? Nothing. It's nice out. Kind of chilly, but it's still nice out. So we'll save this. We'll save this. And I have the receipt in my pocket. Keep that all hanging up in a bag. Go. So if my starter dies in the next year, probably a lifetime replacement warranty anyway, so. I didn't bring the tool back to my friend's house. I completely forgot. I went all the way out and then came home and then losing my mind. Alright. I had a few other things, like this is not on center, and it has to be, meaning the bushing has moved over, or I don't have this screw. There's a pin goes in there. I don't have that in the right place. I got to take this out, pop it back in a little. I have a pressure plate. I have a flywheel. I don't have a good clutch. My clutch is fried. I need to get these. I'm going to call someone and see if they have those. But a few more things. See what happens. Alright, one thing I should have gotten when I was there also, which they probably don't have them, is the brake lines. Now this is the one that was there. It's solid. I mean solid as is the fluid that's in there is so dry and hot as a rock. But I have both of the brass unions. There's a little tab right here with a metric thread, and there's a bolt that goes in there. I'll be damned if I can find that. But this one's a T. And I'm going to use the T like this. Push it up there. And just let it set there. This one's going to go up to the master cylinder. And this one's going to jump over to this one. And then this one turns into a rubber hose. It goes to that wheel cylinder. If I don't lose it. I drop everything. But that's the plan. Or maybe I can, yeah, I could just go this way and hop over the tranny. If I go around front, wouldn't hurt anybody. Come around here. Anyway, I want to do it. All I got to know is that my body's going to be sitting here and there's a piece of steel there. This is actually, I've got to drill this out and I have to reverse weld in some nuts. That was 2 body mounts that I myself made. I'm going to make them some reverse nuts with washers and buzz them in. But I think I'm going to go get 2 brake lines. And I'll bring the crap one with me. These clean up real easy on a wire brush. If you got to do the inside, just do glass bead. Damn it! They don't like to be held. They run away often. I'm going to bring that one. I think I'll leave this one here because I'm going to put it back in the box because I will lose it. If there's any way of losing something, I will lose it. I am not organized. Maybe not, somewhat, just a little bit. Alright, let's go see if I can get the puppy. Get 2 of these puppies. Ooh, do I have my clips? I have my clips. These clips go over this and lock it in place on the control arm. Gotta clean them up too. Alright, be back. I have brand new rubber brake lines that go from the control arm to the frame itself. That's the pivot point, of course. This is the single T. The double T is going to go over there. I cleaned up the clips. I have clips. I could have bought them, but they're like a dozen, so cleaned them up. You can see the brass fitting mounts on the tab. And I did a loop-de-loop around the frame because they give you so much hose and it just didn't fit right anywhere. It does touch on the frame just a little bit under here. But I have something I'm going to put in there, like a piece of vinyl hose to prevent it from chafing. Now this side I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the loop-de-loop under the frame. Put it just like this. But this one's going to be the T that goes up to the front brake line. Now I already hand bent one of the lines. This one goes over, comes down the front, goes under, and goes right into the brand new hose. Only problem with this is I could only get one that was like 20 inches long, so instead of just coming over and down and into it, yeah, we'll go under the control arm. It's not going to hurt nothing. And I like is it's not touching anything, it's just floating on its own. I do want to bend this out a little bit to get it away from the frame, because if it rubs on the frame, that's what's going to do is it's going to chafe it, and then next thing you know it's leaking. I'm actually going to bend that tab back a little bit so it's pointing away from the frame, not at the frame. Actually it might be bent a little, or it came like that. Who cares? But I can find the other fitting, and I can bolt this one down. I was looking around, I found one stainless 10mm nut bolt rather to fit there. I can't find another one. So we'll just keep looking. Well, it's dark out, and I've had about as much as I can do. Here's my 20-inch brake line. Get you over here and sit down. Just like the other side, it rolls under the front torsion bar here, torsion arm, and meets the nut right there. Now this one is straight with it, so it wasn't too bad of a deal. And it's a little off, not much. But I straightened out the other one, so it's not near the frame as much. But, alright, let's go this way. Here's the first one. Comes down, goes underneath. Meets at the union. The rubber hose does a twist and turn around to right here, the first union. This one's going to come over and go underneath everything, and then come to here. And then this one might be here, might be on the other side. I'm not sure. If I can make this curve, or maybe drill a hole here, I'll have it come around, go through the hole, follow this tube down, and go all the way to that one. Or this one, whichever one works out best. But the way it seems is I'm going to have to cut and make my own bubble flares for this one, here to here, because the only ones they had, they didn't have any more 20s. Could buy another 20. I think it was a 40 was the only one I could get. What was this one? This one is 30. 30 might be good enough for this one, but maybe not. Nah, way too short. Way too short. Maybe 30 would work here. If I went under the frame, it just might. Yeah, I'm going to mess with that one. Oh, one more, then I'm going in, I swear. Cannot believe I already have brake lines. It was so easy. No bending tool, just take your time. All hand bent. Alright, let's do one more. And I'm going in. Well, can't get any simpler than that. Just one side goes under to the clip around the frame. I measured it, put it in the center, and then bent the corners, and then put it underneath and bent it like this. Doesn't get in the way. Goes right to the other one, under the thing, and then da-da-da, over to the other one. We are all done. The only thing left is connect the master cylinder to this, of which over here I have a piece that's about 48 inches long. And what I'm going to have to do, let's see it now. What I'm going to have to do is put one end in and do just like I did here, fish it all the way up to here, and I'm going to see if I can borrow Dawn's double flare kit, because this has those, you can see it. Can you see that? Double nipple, whatever you call it, inverted flare. I hate these things. But they seal good, so what do? Pop it in that line and away we go. This is my tow bar. I'm going to make a spacer go in there. It's going to be a long bar. It goes underneath the front wheel. And then you just pick up the front end and put it on your hitch. I want to go in tonight and I'm going to order these. Get rid of these pieces of caca. And I'm going to order my crank bearings, I hope. A couple odds and ends. I got about 200 bucks left to spend on this thing, and then that's it. I got to start saving money again. So I spent 60 on the brake lines and the hoses. They were 20, 40. It was about $62 for the brake lines, steel and rubber. 35 bucks on a starter. What else did I get? That's about it tonight. So all off the bat, I spent about 70, 80 bucks already just tonight. But all in fun. I'm going in. You have a good night. And thanks for watching.